Hello students, how are you? So today we are going to discuss the important questions of 13th chapter in 2nd PU Physics, that is nuclei. And weightage of this lesson is just 4 marks. So here you are expecting one MCQ question and one 3 marks question. Most of the time there is one 3 marks question. So that 3 marks question may be numerical problem or theory based question. So there is no 5 marks question here. Most of the time the weightage will be 4 marks. So this is very simple as atom as well as dual nature. Very simple chapter. So just if you read for half an hour or 1 hour for the preparatory exam, then you have to remember it for the final exam also. No preparation is required once again. Because there is no derivation, only few points you have to remember. So please write and practice whatever the important topics, and remember in another 1 month to answer theory question final exam as well as your competitive exams. So the MCQ questions are like here, say what are isotopes, isotones, isobars. Based on that you are expecting MCQ questions, or based on see, if you read all these topics you can answer MCQ questions. Binding energy curve, and based on the nuclear size, nuclear density, okay, nuclear fusion. Based on all these you are expecting MCQ, and it is direct question, so remember based MCQ question will be asked, so you can easily answer that. And what are these isotopes? See here, atomic nuclei whose atomic number is same. If you consider two nuclei whose atomic number is same and different mass number, then we are calling it as isotopes. You know that any atoms can be written as ZXA, where Z is a atomic number of protons. A is mass number, that is number of nucleons. Proton and neutron together called as nucleons. So if you consider two nuclei, atomic nuclei, and having same atomic number, that is number of proton, then that two nuclei is called as isotopes. And how to remember it easily? See here, iso refers to same, and just remember, say this P stands for proton. Just for your remember, use this trick. P stands for proton. So protons are equal in two nuclei means that two nuclei are said to be what? Isotopes. See, if I take examples like this, 1H1, 1H2, 1H3, these are hydrogen isotopes, right? That means all these, they are isotopes which are in same periodic table, it has same, what is that, place. So hydrogen, whose isotopes are these three. And lithium has two isotopes, 3 lithium 6 and 3 lithium 7. Say 3 is same, atomic number is same, whereas mass number is different, okay. And similarly carbon, okay, these are isotopes. Isotones, iso refers to same, which is same, N means neutrons, okay, just remember like this. So N is neutrons, neutron number should be same. What is N? Neutron number, how to calculate it is Z, A minus Z. A minus Z is equal to neutron number N. So subtract A minus Z. 3 minus 1 is 2. Here 4 minus 2 is 2. So that means 1H3 and 2He4 are isotones. Similarly here 6C14 and oxygen 16, 8 oxygen 16 are isotones, because if you subtract say 14 and 6, you will get 8. 16 minus 8 is 8. That means neutron numbers are equal here, right? Neutron number is equal. That means they are isotones. And isobars. So that means here these two, what is that? Mass number. Mass number is same. Mass number is same. Then they are called as isobars. So how to remember? Say ZXA. We are writing this A on the top of this X, right? And bar, usually we are writing any letter bar. See, something like this, A bar, Z bar, whatever the letter. So if you want to write, express anything, bar means we are writing something like this, no? So it is called as bar. So if you write something above the letter, then we are calling it as a bar, right? So you can easily remember this A mass number, we are writing above this X, right? So it is above. The Z is below, right? So therefore, A is mass number. If mass number of two nuclei is same, then they are called as isobars. So therefore here argon 40, calcium 40, both are having same mass number, they are called as isobars. And similarly this ferrous is having 58, nickel is having 58 mass number, they are called as isobars. So this question is expected in MCQ. And nuclear size, R is R0 a to the power 1 by 3. Here radius of the nucleus depends on mass number. How it depends? It is directly proportional to cube root of mass number. Okay, and where R0 is constant, or it is a radius of the Bohr radius. It is a Bohr radius. Okay, R0 is it is 1.5 Fermi. 1.5 Fermi is R0, which is constant. And here, see, the nuclear density, which is independent of mass number, all these are expected MCQ question. Okay. And mass defect, expression for mass defect is ZMP plus A minus ZMN minus M. So that means here you are calculating mass of nucleons. Mass of nucleus, see here, nucleus which consists of proton and neutrons. Proton mass is MP, neutron mass is Mn, and number of proton is Z, number of neutron is A minus Z. If you calculate this sum, ZMP plus A minus ZMn, you are going to get total mass of the nucleons. And mass of nucleus is M. So difference in mass of nucleons and its nucleus, mass of nucleus, this difference is called as mass defect. Okay. And if you multiply it with 931 mega electron volt, then you are converting that mass into energy. That energy is called as binding energy. And if you divide this binding energy by mass number, you are going to get specific binding energy per nucleon. Based on this, you are expecting 3 marks numerical problems. Okay. So here 5 marks numerical is not there. Earlier days, if we go through any PYQ, in 2-3 years back PYQ, then you are observing some numericals in this chapter. But here, last year onwards, numerical of this lesson is not asked for 5 marks. This will be asked for 3 marks. Okay. And it is easy to solve, students. So if this question is asked, means you can easily solve, because the MP, Mn values will be given and M is also given. Just substituting and calculating it properly. Okay, first multiply this, add this, and after adding you have to subtract this number. Okay, calculate it carefully. Your teacher has taught you and you have written it in classwork. Please go through that. And multiply by 931 mega electron volt. Don't forget this M. Okay, mega electron volt. You will get the answer. Divide by mass number. Mass number of that particular element will be mentioned. Okay, mass number will be mentioned, divided by mass number. So it is 3 marks numerical. Very important in this lesson. Most of the time this question will be asked from nuclear chapter. Along with that, you are expecting, see, the conversion, 1 AMU is 931 mega electron volt. So this conversion will be asked for 3 marks. Or there is one more, yes, properties of nuclear force, that will be asked for 3 marks. And differences between nuclear fission and fusion will be asked for 3 marks. So here properties of nuclear force, you write 3 properties. Nuclear force which exists inside the nucleus, right? So nucleus which consists proton as well as neutrons. Proton is positive, whereas neutron is neutral particle, right? There is no charge. Therefore, nuclear force is charge independent. It does not depend on charge like electrostatic force. So nuclear force is charge independent force. Nuclear force is the strongest fundamental force. Nuclear force is attractive in nature. Okay, and it is a short range force because it exists between the nucleons, right? It is a short range force like this. You remember 3 points. Okay, and See here, these are the by what is for 3 marks they may ask the question like this: what is mass defect, what is binding energy, write the relation between mass defect and binding energy. Okay, that question will be asked. Or Einstein mass energy relation, mention Einstein mass energy relation, explain or give some examples. Okay, and one more important one is binding energy curve. Okay, binding energy curve you need to practice 2-3 times. If you practice, you will come to know. And ferrous 56 is having highest binding energy. You please note down all those. And higher the binding energy, higher the specific binding energy, that atom is more stable. So like this is one of the simplest chapter, and there is no derivation, so easy chapter. So if you read all these points, you can easily score 4 marks. And no need of practicing again and again. So just give half an hour to 1 hour for this chapter, and no need of revising for final exam also. So you can easily score 4 marks. Right, students? If you have any confusion, please comment, and see you in next video. All the very best for coming exams. Thanks for watching.